Wabahawa, Ha'ashas, Watalak, Wawa, Watara'ash, Watawa, Kaya, Mawab, Hara'ah, Watataza, Han Yahawa, Shalasha, Yarakaya, verse 3, Wala'ah, Yakala'ah, Iwad, Haitaza, Gaya Nawa, Nataquat, Lawa, Tabak, like Tabas, Gama'ah, Wata, Kamara'ah, Bakamar, Wabazapas, Watasham, Ba, As, Alad, Ayalad, Watasham, by walk, Al, Shafat, Haya, Hayara, verse 4, Wa, Tazab, Akatawa, Marakak, Ladai, Ma'ai, Ya'ai, Shawak, Lawak, verse 5, Watarak, Bas, Hara'ayah, Narakaza, Al, Hayar, Wana Taya, Holocaust, Al, Yad, Hayara, Watarak, As, Hatabak, Batawak, Ha'awak, Watasalak, As, Ainata'ak, Wataqwa, Ku'ah. All right. While you read it in English, 21.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 21. And it came to pass, because the midwife feared God, that he made them houses.
Right. So I know last week we went over how Pharaoh wanted the midwives to harm the babies, and those sisters stood up. Shout out to them sisters. We got them sisters just like that in ISUPK that do not follow wicked orders. That's to go for any righteous woman. No matter what situation you're in, you do not ever have to follow a wicked order. That includes your husband. Your husband wants you to smoke weed, have a menage a trois, all that. These women were righteous women. They were with the Pharaoh, wanted them to harm children. Right? And they decided not to do that because they feared the Lord over their oppressor, which is the way you're supposed to be in this earth. All right? That's for all men and women. All right? Keep going.
Good. Verse 22. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive.
Right, just like in with the bastard, anybody to destroy a nation has to do what? How you destroy a nation, you destroy the males first. Right? And you gotta understand that goes on to this day. That's why the ISUPK is so against abortion. Right? Not just that it's killing the baby, but also you're destroying, it's a tactic that your oppressors can use to kill a people. Right? Who has the quickest birth rate right now? It's always gonna be us. No matter what situation we're in, we're gonna always have babies the most. No matter what you put us in the projects, any kind of slavery, we are gonna be the ones that are having the most babies, right? Your oppressor is the one with the birth defects, right? The dying birth rates and all that, right? So he said particularly to kill the males. So why did he say the males? Every nation is done through the male. Every nation. Right? The men are the most important part of every nation. You can never sit up here and tell me that the women are the most part. If you get rid of the men, you're getting rid of the nation. What all the men of the nation gonna do? What the women gotta go do? The women have to go sleep with men of other nations. And they're gonna build that nation up. They're gonna have beautiful babies because our sisters have great genes, and they're gonna try to say they were the Indians. You know, that's why right now you got people saying they was Native Indians, and they're not. Right? They're gonna say that they was the original Jamaicans. That white man, your oppressor tried to say he everything just because he was able to sleep with our women. That's how he gets in the door. All right? Keep going.
Chapter 2, verse 1. And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to wife a daughter of Levi.
Right. Of course, you know Levi would be so-called Haitians. This is what Moses was. This is what John the Baptist was. There's a lot of brothers was that done things in the truth. All right. All right. So he took a wife that was of a Levi, which was this particular tribe. All right. Keep going.
Verse 2. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him, that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months.
She hid the child for 3 months. Keep going.
Verse 3. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes and dabbed it with slime and with pitch, and put the child therein, and she laid it in the flag by the riverbank.
Right. They're talking about slime, talking about the mud. She took the mud and built something to hide the baby. All right. Keep going.
Verse 4. And his sister stood afar off to wit what would be done to him.
Keep going.
Verse 5. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river. And her maiden walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it.
Right, so she saw this ark that the sister made, a small ark for the baby. Pharaoh, the daughter of Pharaoh, found the ark that the sister made. All right, and she sent her maid now to go get it. All right. So chapter 6. All right, Ron, you ready for Hebrew? All right, 7 verses.
Wata'a Mara. Allah Tara. Tawa. Allah. Bata. Tawa. Kura. Aha. Ha'a. La'a. Wakwa. Wa'a. Sayas. Lama. Laka. Shaha. Maya na Kwata. Mana Ha Ha'a Bara Yasa Wata Yana 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 Kwa La Laka Asa Haya Haya Lada. Verse 8. Wata Mawa Laha Bata Ha Hara Aha Lakaya Wata Wata Laka Ha Ha'a La Ha'a Lamaha Wata Kwa Wa'a Ata Ama Ha Haya Lada. Verse 9. Wata Mara Laha Bata Para Aha Haya Laya Laya Kaya Asa Haya Lada Ya Hazaha Waha Yana Kwaha Wa Laya Wa'a Naya Sana Asa Sha Shika Ra Ka Wasa Kwaha Wasa Kwasha Hafa Ha'a Shaya Shaha Haya Lada Wasa Naya Kwaha Wa. Verse 10. Yeah. Waya Gandala Haya Lada Wata Ba'a Hawa Labada Hurrah Aha Waya Haya, Laha, Labat, Labana, Wata, Kwa, Wa'a, Shema, Wa, Messiah, Messiah, Watha, Mawa, Ka, Kaya, Mana, Ha, Hama, Yama, Masha, Yatha, Hawa, verse 11. Waya, Yahawa, Ya, Waya, Haya, Baya, Maya, Hahama, Waya, Ba, Daka, Ba, Dala, Shaha, Waya, Tzaya, Yala, Allah, Asad, Yawa, Waya, Ra'a, Masha, Bala, Tama, Waya, Ra'a, Sha, Matza, Raya, Malak, Makaha, Ayasha, Aba, Raya, Ma'aha, Yawa, verse 12. Ya, Waya, Kana, Kaha, Kaha, Waya, Ra'a, Kaya, Yana, Ayasha, Wayaka, Atha, Hamad, Taza, Raya, Waya, Ta, Manaya, Maka, Wala, verse 13. Waya, Tazaya, Baya, Wama, Hasha, Naya, Waha, Naha, Shana, Ya'a, Na, Sha, Yama, Aba, Rayama, Na, Waya Maraf, Laraf, Shah, Lamaha, Kaha, Ra, I, Ka. Verse 14.
That's a good read. Good read right there, man. Good read. All right. Dr. Zion, I want you to read from verse 6 in the English. Right.
And when she had opened it, she saw the children, child, and behold, the baby wept. And she had compassion on him, and said, This is one of the Hebrew children.
So she saw the baby, opened it up, and the baby started crying. She automatically knew that it was one of the Hebrew children, right? She knew who it was. She didn't think it was an African baby, right? And let you know, even back then, as a baby, it was a difference in the way the baby looked. So remember that when you so-called African Americans that want to say you Egyptians or Africans, this woman was able to look at a baby and say, this is a Hebrew baby. Remember that, okay? All right, keep going. And she also had compassion on the baby. Keep going.
The servant and said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, Shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew woman?
Right.
That she was made nurse with the child for thee?
Keep going.
Verse 8. And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, Go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. Verse 9.
Right, so she went to one, she sent her maid now. The maid asked her, did you want me to go get one of the Hebrew babies to take care of this Hebrew baby? She said yes. He just so happened to go out and get Moses' mother. Right? When it got Moses' mother, and Moses was going to be the one to take care of the child. Okay? Verse 9. And she did that, of course, because she was saving the child's life. She couldn't come out and say, this is my baby. Of course, if she said that, she don't know what they were going to do. The Pharaoh lady took a liking to her child. She knew he was a special child. That's how she knew to keep him alive. All right? She don't want to just snatch the baby back like, this is my child. She might have killed him because she had the right to. But that was an order from Pharaoh. So the Pharaoh's daughter, not being like as wicked as her father, even though she was a heathen, sent her back to a helper, which happened to be his mother, to take care of him, out of the sight of Pharaoh. All right? Don't let the movies fool you and make you think he grew up to a man and didn't know who he was. It was always known who Moses was from a child. They always knew he was an Israelite. Right? Keep on.
Verse 9. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, Take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages.
Wages.
And the woman took the child and nursed it.
Right, so she was able to raise her son still and get paid for it. It was a beautiful thing. She would have done it for free, but she did something right, so now she get extra paid to raise her son. There's ain't nothing wrong with that. Children cost money. Right? Any time of the year. All right, keep going.
Verse 10. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, Because I drew him out of the water.
Right, that's how he got his name. His name means drew from water. Now, just because she was not an Israelite, she did give him the Hebrew name. Moses is the Hebrew name, and the Hebrew is called Marshal. Right? Right, so everything about him was given to him like an Israelite. He didn't take on any kind of Egyptian custom. Right? Keep going.
Verse 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren, and looked on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew.
Right, so he went out one day when he was older. He's been inside the Pharaoh's house all this time, right? He sees the Hebrews out there. This particular day, he goes out and notices how bad of a condition his people are in, which is a noble thing. He's been living good inside of Pharaoh's kingdom. He's accepted inside of Pharaoh's kingdom. He can go sleep in the kingdom, eat in the kingdom, do whatever he want to do. This brother decided to go out and check on his people one day. This particular day, he goes out and sees an Egyptian officer, whatever he was. It didn't have to be an officer. It was just an Egyptian. He saw a heathen killed one of his brothers, smiting, right? Doing him harm. All right? What did he do? Keep going.
Verse 12. And he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, and he slew those Egyptians and hid him in the sand.
Right. So he slew the Egyptian and buried him right then and there. All right?
Verse 13.
Buried him down. Keep going.
Verse 13. And he went out the second day. Behold, 2 men of the Hebrews drove together.
Stroll.
And he said to him that did the wrong, therefore smite you down fell low.
Right, so he's saying they strolled together. That means they were fighting, and then one of them was killing the other, right? So Moses goes up to him and says to him, why are you smiting, killing your brother? All right, Moses understood the brotherhood, and he understood who to show brotherhood and bury on, because he saw the Egyptian doing it, and he killed him. When he saw his brother doing it, he went to his brother and said, why are you hurting your brother? That's righteous as hell for him to do that, right? Because when somebody else kills your brother, it's an act of war. When your brother kills each other or hurt each other, it's a family affair that can be dealt with. And there are laws for that. Hot stuff, we have counsels to prevent that, all type of things, all right? All right? Keep reading.
Verse 14. And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? So
the man said, who made you a prince or judge over us? Like you come to a brother's argument and fighting, and you saying, hey man, we brothers. And one of them be like, man, who do you think you is? Who you supposed to be telling us what we supposed to do? All right, keep going.
Finish thou to kill me, and thou killest the Egyptians.
So he's saying, what? Are you going to kill me like you did the Egyptians? Right? So this is what Moses said. Keep going.
And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known.
So when he realized when the brother said that to him, that everybody knows he's the one that killed the Egyptians. He thought maybe because he did it, he looked left and right and see nobody out there. But obviously somebody saw it or found out about it. Right? Or maybe the brother he was trying to help, I'm saying, I don't know if he killed their brother, but they were smiting each other, right? So maybe somehow they found out. He was worried about it getting out and being harmed by Pharaoh. Right? So keep going.
Verse 15. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses.
Right.
But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian. And he sat down by a well.
Right, so when Pharaoh finally got back to Pharaoh, of course, he wanted to kill Moses because he killed an Egyptian. Right? Keep going.
Verse 16. Now the priest of the Midian and 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the pots to water thy father's flock. Verse 17.
Right, hold on. I'm going to read the Hebrews right here, okay? I'm going to read the Hebrews from 16 to 22, okay? All right? Wayalahak, Mariak, Shabbat, Banawath, Wataba'ath, Na'ath, Watadalah, Nas, Watadalah, Watabala, Anah, Ath, Abaha, Mayam, Lahasha, Korah, Tazawa, Abayah, Abayaak, verse 17, Wayaba'awa, Hara'ayim, Wayagah, Washawam, Wayakram, Masha, Wayawa, Sha'awa, Wayashak, Oz, Taza Anam, verse 18, Watabah, Anam, Al, Ra'ah, Wayal, Abiyah, Wayah, Amar, Matawa, Maha, Watawa, Watawa, Watawak Salaki, Wataka Salaki. Ba'a, Hayawam, verse 19. Wata'a, Marawa, Marawak. Ashar, Watala Raya, Atali Allah, Atali Alanawa, Alanawa, Mayat, Hara'ai, Wagam, Dala, Dala'a, Dalawa, Wayashak, Ataza Awa, verse 20, Waya Amar, all, Balatayo, Wayawa, Lama, Zaha, Izabata, Hashtayam, Karwaya, Lawa, Waya call, Lakam, verse 21, Waya Wa'al, Masha, Lashabah, Ayash, Wayatawa, Tazaba'ah, Matawa, Lamasha, verse 22, Watalad, Ba, Wayakora, Shamawa, Narasham, Kaya, Amar, Guard, Haya, Yataya, Ba'ar, Nakaraya. All right. I'm wrong. He's from 16 on down to 22.
Book of Exodus chapter 2, verse 16. Now the priest of the Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the trough to the water their father flock. Verse 17. And the shepherds came and drew them water. Drew them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock.
Right, so on that day, the priest of the Midian priest had 7 daughters, and Moses came and helped them. All right, keep going.
Verse 18. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? Verse 19. And they said, an Egyptian deliver us out of the hand of the shepherd, and also drew water enough for us.
Right, so this is a head description in terms of once Moses got older, he was very dark, so they assumed he was an Egyptian, right? He might have had on some nice clothes, something that you wouldn't see a regular Hebrew having on, because Moses was a upscale nigga. We have been with you, know what I'm saying? he was a dude that had a little something. So they assumed he was an Egyptian. That lets you know about skin tone, right? But you cannot ever get caught up in skin tone. The Egyptians, just like Christ was able to go into Egypt and hide for a little while, because once you get older, it's harder to tell the difference in between some of them. Especially like Ethiopia and stuff like that, they have similar features like that. Like you look at somebody like Nipsey Hussle or somebody. Who was we talking about today? Was Hebrew? Sade. Different people that's Africans, you would think they're black people, right? But they actually, when you get older, they look the same. All right, go ahead.
And watered the flock, verse 20. And he said to his daughter, and where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread.
Right, so he said, why y'all left him there, you know, because dad always looking for a husband. See, y'all left a man that helped y'all when nobody else was helping y'all, bring him around here. Right? Keep going.
Right, come. Verse 21. And Moses was content to dwell with the man. And he gave Moses Zipporah.
Right, so look at that. That's the first thing he did. He found a good man, gave Moses his daughter. Right? Keep going.
Verse 22.
Uh-huh.
And she bare him a son. And he called his name Gershom. Gershom.
Uh-huh.
For he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land.
Right, so this at this time, of course, the law is not written out. So yes, Moses did marry a heathen woman, right? This was a heathen woman. She did not know, you know what I'm saying? He did not know, the law was not written out. Of course, so we cannot blame him for doing this. This is why the law had to be wrote down. Because in this situation, when he's running away, the instincts kicked in. That's what any man would have done, right? You can't blame him for that. Right? So he did marry a heathen woman in this regard. That's why the law, this is one of the reasons the Most High showed us mercy by putting the law on paper. So you can read it and say, don't do this. Right? Alright? Alright, Ron, you're going to read them seven Hebrew right there. You got that?
23 in Hebrew. Waya, haya. Baya, ma, yama. Hara, baya, ma. Hahama, waya, masa. Malaka, ma taza, raya ma, waya ana, shara, manaya, yasha, raya. Wa'ala. Mana. Ha'a. Bataiha. Waya. Zaha. Kwawa. Basa. Allah, Shawa, Asama, Allah, Ha'a, Laha, Yama, Mana, Ha'a, Mataha. Verse 24. Waya, Shama'a, Allah, Ha, Yama, Asa, Na'a, Kwa, Sama, Waya, Kara, Allah, Yama, Asa, Bara, Yasawa, Asa, Abara, Hama, Asa, Yataza, Ya'asa, Ya'asa, Wa'asa, Ya'a, Kwa, Wa, Kwa, Ba. Verse 25. Ya, Ya, Wa, Allah, Ha, Yama, Asa, Banaya, Yasha, Ra'ala, Waya, Da'a, Allah, Ha, Yama. Chapter 3, verse 1. Wama, Shaha, Haya, Ra'aha, Asa, Taza, Ada, Yasa, Rawa, Hasa, Nawa, Kahana, Mada, Yana, Waha, Waya, Nahaba, Nahaga, Asa, Shara, Hama, Bara, Waya, Ba'a, Allah, Haba, Ha'a, Laha, Yama, Hara, Baha. Verse 2. Waya, Wa'a, Mala, Ka, Yahaw, Allah, Yawa, Balabata, Basha, Mata, Waka, Ha, Shana, Shanaha, Waya, Ra'a, Ha, Waha, Naha, Shanaha, Ba'ara, Ba'asha, Waha, Shanaha, Aya, Nanawa, Akala. Verse 3. Waya, Amara, Mashaha, Asha, Raha, Na'a, Ra'aha, Asa, Haba, Ra'ah, Ra'ah, Ra'aha, Haga, Dala, Hazaha, Mada, Wa'a, La'a, Yabaha, Yaba'a, Hashan, Hashanaha. Verse 4.
How many that is?
This.
You start on what?
24.
Yeah, that's it. All right. All right, guys, y'all, you start reading from verse 24.
Verse 24.
Chapter 2, verse 24.
And God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant.
Hold on, we started at 24, we started at 23. Start at 23.
And it came to pass in the process of time, and the king of Egypt died.
Right, so over time, Moses over here with Jethro, with his wife and son and stuff like that. And eventually, the Pharaoh of Egypt died, all right?
And the children of Israel side by reason of the bondage.
So people were still in bondage, but he was side. Every day was getting worse and worse. Keep on.
And they cried, and they cried, came to God by reason of the bondage.
So they cried to God for their bondage, all right? Keep on.
Verse 4. And God heard their groaning.
And Most High heard their groaning because he with his children, right? Keep something out here. Keep reading.
And God remembered his covenant, and with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. Verse 5. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God had respect to them.
Right, so understand something when they say God looked up on them. He looked up on them. What did he do before he looked up on them? That means he had to look up on them. What that mean? That means it was before that he wasn't looking up on them. Because they broke their covenant with him before and ended up in slavery. Like we've always done over and over, ended up in some type of slavery because we broke our covenant with God. But we felt like another God served us better. So he looked up on them and remembered the covenant he made with their forefathers. And saw that these people were crying up to him. They didn't try to keep both become Egyptians. That's why he felt had respect for them. Because even in slavery, they still prayed to God. Don't that sound familiar? Don't that sound like our great grandmama was a slave? We still always had a spiritual connection with the Most High. Even if we was doing somewhat said it, you know what I'm saying? But we still was like trying to have a spiritual connection, a moral connection with the Most High God. In this situation, like always, he comes back. He has to sit have a prophet. He cannot be just a bunch of people complaining. He has to have a man that he deals with to help those people. Right? Keep going.
Chapter 3, verse 1. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law.
Right, that's what Moses was doing. He was keeping Jethro's flock, the heathen, all right? Because he's out the way. He's still worried about the murder. I'm not even sure at this time he knows that Pharaoh is dead, right? Keep going.
The priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert, and came to the mountain of God, even to the Horeb. Verse 2. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire of the Midian.
Right, the angel of the Lord appeared to him. Now, also something I want to point out that they do in the movies that I overlook. That Pharaoh died. In the movies, they're going to tell you that Moses and Pharaoh, they grew up together, and that's the same Pharaoh that was denying him. No, it was a completely different Pharaoh. He was just a man in a position that used our people. There was not no connection between him and Moses. He was a man that Pharaoh that was over oppressed. He was the president of the United of the Egyptians. He was Donald damn Trump. You want to go there? You know what I'm saying? Something like that, right? Keep going.
Mixed on that bush. And
Right.
he looking, and behold, the bush burning with fire.
Right. So for you weed heads, he's not talking about smoking weed. I remember back in the day, you hear people that smoke weed say this was Moses smoking a blunt. That's what he. I remember when I saw that movie Book of Clarence. If y'all saw that movie, all through the movie, they had them niggas rolling blunts.
Right.
We gotta stop. Being a weed head is not the culture of our people. You know, we gotta stop thinking that. He was not. It was an actual bush that was burning. Because guess what? Moses wasn't coming back. Moses was hiding Pharaoh. The Most High needed to show him something to let him know this is God. I need you to go back. You are the one. So this was an actual burning bush that was not being consumed. Imagine the bush being on fire outside and it's not disappearing. It's maintaining the fire. And you hear somebody say your name. That's what happened. All right? Keep going.
And the bush was not consumed. Verse 3. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see the great sight while the bush is not burnt. Verse 4. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God said, called unto him out of the midst of the burnt bush, and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am.
Right.
Here am I.
Right. So Moses saw the burning bush and noticed it wasn't just no regular bush. I'm just saying that the fool that the Most High don't want, he would have walked by there and saw a bush on fire and kept going. Moses noticed it was a great sight right now. He saw God. He saw something and said, man, that is amazing. Let me stop and take in this right now. And then the Most High said, he didn't just call him, right? Moses had to make an action. You got to keep that. He saw something that God did. Instead of keep walking, he said, let me turn and pay attention to this. What is this going on? This bush he was an aware man. Every man that's in this troop, it was something that caught your eye. And you make the action to look at it. You could have kept going, but we decided to stop and say, let me look at this. That's what Moses did. Same thing. Another man that God did not want would have kept going. Just would have not even noticed that the bush wasn't burning up. And that's when God called him. He didn't do it first. Remember that. All right?
Verse 5. And he said,
Stop right there. We're going to hit it right there. We're going to pick up on it. We're going to hit it right there and pick up on it next week. Get more into it. Get into the Most High's name, all that. So make sure y'all tune in. Things are going to get heavy. All right? Men of Israel. Amadi. Saul. All right, the Lord's Prayer. Amanau, Shabbat Shemayim, Padat, Ayah, Shekah, Yahweh, Anakakah, Taba'ah, Tazakah, Ayah, Aisha, Barakatah, Tawah, Ayah, Bashemayim, Talanau, Call, Yawam, Wasalak now, Kasalak now, Walking now, Wala'ah, Tabaya, Tapsalak, Tabayanawa, Barasawan, Abal, Mawashanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Naka, Amalakwa, Wala'ah, Matapar, Namayam, Amma.
Lord, prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
All right. All right. Men of Israel, Elijah, Shabbat, Elijah, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah.
Elijah Top, curse to the sisters, men of Israel, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua.
Elijah Top, class dismissed.
I later.